Might be the most toxic thing that has ever come out of my mouth, but I'm just gonna say it because I know for a fact that there are other women who are sharing this same sentiment as I am. So I'm gonna speak for all of us. My love life is so dry right now. In fact, my love life has been dry since September of 2024. So we're going on a year here. I am actually at a point where I think I'd rather be in a situationship. Yes, I said it. I think I would rather be in a situationship than be this single and bored. That is saying a lot because I feel like I have done all of the healing work that a person can do in their lifetime. I've done all the right things. I have chosen peace first above all else. I've spent time alone. I have learned to enjoy my time alone, and sometimes I enjoy it a little bit too much. But I don't know. At this rate, it's like, if I'm not at least gonna find someone to be in a committed relationship with, at least I can still get something out of a situationship. Like, at least I can still get some excitement over a situationship that isn't gonna last. Because at least when you're in a situationship, you have this idea that, okay, maybe things are gonna go further. You at least can picture a future with someone. You're living in a fantasy world, and I like living in that fantasy world, okay? That is a little bit more exciting than me sitting here and, quite honestly, every day just being like, is this what it's come to? And just questioning, like, will it ever be my turn? Is it ever gonna happen for me? I don't know. I'm just really tired of being in this place where there's like absolutely no one. And I've only been in 2 situationships in my entire life. Like, really, I've only been in 2, and they were the worst time of my life. Like, they ruined me. They made me sick. They made me like get to the worst place I've ever been in my life. But at least when I was in a situationship, I felt like there was hope. I felt like there was at least someone out there that could fulfill something within me. And that something is just that feeling of closeness that you simply cannot get with a platonic friendship or a platonic relationship. So that is where we're currently at. We are at the point where we would honestly prefer a situationship, just a little something that can bring us some excitement, something that we could get for the plot, to then just being so single to the point where it like literally seems impossible.
Girls, we need to get off Hinge and we need to get off Tinder. Like, right now. Delete it from your phone and don't look back. All these horror stories that I've heard from guys that we've met saying that they use it for validation, attention. They just use it because it's a video game.
Literally, these are straight words from men's mouth. They literally just use it like once or twice a week just for the fun of it. Like, no one's actually using this legitly.
Like, you're just making yourself so available to these men, and like, of course, like, our hearts are all like, oh, like, let's give them a chance, and like, we'll actually try and use this app for the right things. And they're just like playing us all. So
this woman is literally saying that guys on Hinge are just using it for validation and attention, like men are the problem. But here's the truth. That only describes a tiny fraction of guys, maybe the top 1% who have the looks and status women chase after. The average man isn't using Hinge for validation. He's using it because he actually wants to meet someone. But women skip right past those genuine guys because they don't look like some Calvin Klein model or superhero. Instead of matching with men who are serious, women throw all their energy at the same handful of guys who never commit, then turn around and complain that men are just here for attention. No, you're just chasing the wrong men. Let's not pretend this is equal on both sides. Women get flooded with matches, likes, and messages from all kinds of men, but they filter through with unrealistic standards, chasing after. We definitely need a background check here.
Controversial topic of the day. This is advice to ladies 35, single, looking for a husband. Forget about the emotions. Pick logically. And here's what I mean. I recently had lunch with a beautiful girl. She's 38 years old, looking for a husband. She says, I've gone on several dates. I just don't feel anything. The sparks, the romance, the butterflies, the chemistry. I told her, forget about the feelings. And here's what I mean. For most of human existence, this is for all the history we have written record of, typically we reproduce when we were teenagers. Why? Because this is when we produce the hormones that create the crazy butterflies and attractions. This is evolution's way of making sure the human race continued. This is why when teenagers fall in love, there is zero logic. There is, we're in love, we're going to get married, how are you going to survive? Who knows? Who cares? I'm in love. There is zero logic, all emotions. Remember when you were a teenager and you had a crush, you were up till 6 a.m. talking to that person on the phone, thinking about that person. That typically happens between teenage years to early 20s, because this is typically when we were supposed to reproduce. This is why so many people that are 35 and up have a hard time getting married, because they think they're going to have those butterflies and the feelings, and for the most part, we're not. Why? Because that time where our body was going to produce these crazy butterflies is gone. Now, the older we get, we become less emotional and more logical. So a lot of people think, I'm going to meet somebody and it's going to be like The Notebook. It's going to be like a Hollywood romance and he's going to sweep me off my feet and it's going to happen. The older you are, that probably won't happen. This is for both men and women, because now we're thinking logically. Your body's not going to produce those kind of hormones. So ladies, if you're looking for a husband, think logically. Find a man that you genuinely admire. This is a must. A woman can only fall in love with a man that she genuinely admires. So think of someone that's going to be a good companion, someone that you have similar values and interests, someone that you are physically attracted to, but someone that you admire. Admiration eventually leads to love. Ladies, stop thinking emotionally and start thinking logically if you're trying to find a husband.
Women need to wake up before it's too late. Those butterflies fade, and no man will magically sweep you off your feet in your 30s. Stop chasing emotions and start using your brain. Admiration, shared values, and respect are what actually make a man stick around. If you wait until 35 plus hoping for romance, you're screwed. Your body isn't producing the hormones that once made love effortless. Men don't want drama or indecision. They want a partner they can respect and build a life with. The clock doesn't care about your feelings, and neither do the good men left. Grow up, think logically, and stop sabotaging your chances.
I believe we're feeling this way. And it's just ridiculous how someone can hurt you so much. So much.
Sure, it hurts, but maybe it's not just bad luck. Look at yourself. From what we see, a lot of women act entitled, thinking they're the prize while complaining nonstop. Maybe he left because he was done dealing with your drama, your attitude, or your constant demands. Men don't stick around for someone who acts like the world owes her love. They leave when enough is enough. Harsh? Yes. True? Absolutely.
If a woman's 35 and unmarried, it's likely that she will never get married. Once a woman hits 30, is not in a relationship, it's more likely that she won't have kids than she will. And selling these dreams, I'm not in the business of it. I'm just a fan of speaking in reality, being honest. Kevin Samuels, what I liked about him is he had real actionable advice. And it's so much better than anything that the trad cons will give you. He said if you're 35 and single, the trad cons will tell you pray for a husband. Go to churches. Churches don't generally have men you'll be attracted to, because men that can think for themselves don't generally go to church. Kevin Samuels said, lower your standards, hire a matchmaker, get a personal trainer. If you're 35, it's going to require time, money, and effort in order to get what you want. If Christian women have a poor outcome, it's never blamed on their behavior, but they blame it on God's plan. I'm not saying God doesn't have a plan. But I genuinely do not believe that God wanted Nala to put her butthole on OnlyFans. I really don't. I don't. And, that choice will have a repercussion. But what I've noticed is that whenever there's a negative outcome, the Christians never tell women that it's based on their behavior. It's always, it's because of God. But if a man has a poor outcome, it's always because of his behavior.
If a woman hits 35 and is still single, the harsh reality is she's likely past her peak for marriage and children. Trad cons will tell her to pray, go to church, or wait for God's plan. But that's a fantasy that gets her nowhere. Men who can think for themselves aren't lining up at churches. And life doesn't reward wishful thinking. If she wants a husband at this age, it's going to cost her serious time, money, and effort. Hire a matchmaker, get in shape, lower unrealistic standards. Women are rarely told their choices have consequences. Men are judged by theirs. Reality doesn't bend for feelings, and blaming God won't make a man appear.
It comes in waves. Most of the time, I'm okay. And then it comes and hits me like nobody's business. And honestly, I've been feeling like this a lot lately. It's love. I'm tired. I'm tired of doing it myself. I'm tired of being alone. I want to share my life with someone. I am just freaking tired. It's not about being lonely, so I just want somebody. No, I want to be in love. I want to share my life with someone. I want to feel the joys. I want to have my hands held. I want to be held. I want to kiss. I want to support. I want to make coffee with that person. I want my person. I want my person. Why is it so hard to find your person? I'm tired. You know, it's really hard when love is the one thing you can't force, you can't make it happen. It has to just show up, but where is it? Where is it? I'm so ready, and I have a beautiful life waiting for the perfect man to show up. But where is he? You know, I'm 53. And I just can't believe that I'm sitting here, and it has been several years. I think it was over a year that I had a date, and then it's been several years since then. Where are all the good men that are ready and want to build a beautiful life together? Where are you?
This is exactly why so many women complain and never find a man. They wait for love to magically appear instead of taking responsibility for their choices. At 53, crying about being alone and ready won't make men show up. Good men aren't lining up for women who've spent decades waiting and doing nothing actionable. Love doesn't just appear, it's earned through effort, standards, and personal growth. Complaining about loneliness while expecting a man to fix it is exactly why so many are still single. Reality is brutal. Men want partners they respect and admire, not someone who just wants love after years of waiting. Wake up, take action, and stop whining. No one owes you a romantic fairy tale.
Is your level up plan after a breakup when you're over 35? The same as it was when I was 25. Get another one, baby. Stay leveled up so you can get another one. You know, never let yourself go. And if you have, pick it back up and keep it moving and level up and go get another one. That's how you do it. You don't worry about it. You just do it. Right. You just do it.
Sure, you can level up and chase another one after 35, but there's a hard truth. Eventually, there won't be another one. Men become choosier, your options shrink, and the clock doesn't stop. Keep bouncing from one guy to the next, and you'll end up alone, surrounded by cats and tears, wondering where it all went wrong. Better to settle down with a man worth your time before reality hits, and it hits fast.
Younger women are better. 90% of your eggs are gone by 30. Women tend to have very complicated pregnancies after the age of 35. And if you marry a woman at that age, it's not. But older women, I constantly see them bragging about their house, their kids, how amazing of a wife they are. But I never hear them bragging about their husbands and why their husbands are so amazing. All of the credit and adoration is always to themselves and not their husbands. The other thing that older women do not want the men to know, and again, they make up these words that you can't define, don't really mean anything, in order to confuse the men to think that they're getting a better deal than they're getting.
The reality men see, and women hate admitting, is that youth matters biologically and socially. Fertility drops, pregnancies get riskier, and options narrow after 30-35. Men don't brag about themselves in marriages. They notice when a woman constantly glorifies her own accomplishments, but never respects or admires her husband. Many older women try to confuse men with vague language to make themselves feel more valuable than they are, but men see through it. Smash that subscribe button and don't forget to ring that notification bell. Support this channel through membership. You can also support through PayPal, link in the description. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. See you all tomorrow.